Christ-loving uncle watched his wife named Mary on a tree. He watched his son named Candy Canes all make the red dye number 3. He told his niece, it's Christmas Eve, I know our life is not your style. She said, Christmas is like solstice and we miss you and it's big light. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground the best as they were able. Just before the meal was served and hands were held and prayers were said, sending hope for peace on earth to all their gods and goddesses. The food was great, tree plugged in, the meal had gone without a hitch till Timmy turned to Amber and said, is it true that you're a witch? His mom jumped up and said, the pies are burning, and she hit the kitchen. And it was Jane who spoke next, and she said, it's true, your cousin's not Christian. But we love trees, we love the snow, the friends we have, the world we share. You find magic from your God, and we find magic everywhere. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground the best that they were able. Where does magic come from? I think magic's in the learning, 'cause now when Christians sit with pagans, only pumpkin pies are burning. Whenever tried to do the dishes, her aunt said, really, no, don't bother. Amber's uncle saw how Amber looked like Tim and like her father. He thought about his brother, how they hadn't spoken for a year. He thought he'd call him up and say, it's Christmas and your daughter's here. He thought of father's sons and brothers, saw his own son tuck his sleeve, saying, can we be a pagan? Dad said, we'll discuss it when they leave. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground the best that they were able, lighting trees in darkness, learning new ways from the old, making sense of history and drawing warmth out of the cold.
I'm not running up here because I'm going to get sweaty if I do that. So anyway, thank you. That is one of my all-time favorite songs in the whole wide world. Thank you. It was amazing. So, okay. Welcome, friends, this Sunday morning of winter solstice. Blessed be. So I was trying to figure out how I was going to start this, and I'm going to tell you a joke. Some of you might get it. Some of you might not. We all know our Christmas carols, and I expect somebody to know the answer to this joke. And it might be Travis, but it's only because he's heard it like maybe 4 times before. How does good King Wenceslas like his pizza? Anybody know? Deep and crisp and even. Well, there you go. That's the closest dad joke I have, so there you go. And a good joke is always, and I hope you pass that along and spread that joy, is a good way to start a meeting or a gathering. And as we know, this time of year isn't always so joyful for folks. So that's why I'm bringing you that joke now. It can be a time of grief, anxiousness, loneliness, and sadness. Since the diagnosis of my mother's dementia, our family has had to create new traditions. That was what last year's Christmas Unicorns message was focused on, finding the sacred in the everyday and making the season of celebration what you need or want it to be. You will hear echoes of that in today's Connection and Tradition. This year, we want to focus on finding the divine in the darkness. So I might ask folks to turn the lights down a wee bit, if you can. We're gonna go dark a little bit here, but not totally dark. How about these? Okay. Okay. There we go. Perfect. I love it. Okay. Finding joy during the holidays involves managing expectations, setting boundaries, creating new traditions, focusing on gratitude, helping others, and connecting with your support system to balance holiday stress and with meaningful moments, even if they're quiet ones. And I know this group's pretty good at that, but maybe we just need reminders. It's about redefining joyfulness to fit your reality, or allowing for flexibility and compassion for yourselves and for others. Finding the divine in the darkness are like the dualities of life. We have to have the light, and when we require darkness, so there's those dualities. Is it in the hopes that this Solstice Sunday that we can bring you a message that assists in reshaping that joy during this season? We pulled together terrific music selections, thank you, centering prayers, thoughtful poetry and storytelling, brought to you by our own young people and friends. Solstice traditionally has been a time for renewal, to reframe, rethink, and reinvent. It is a time we become closed to the outside world, and yet to be in nature is to feel that renewal. Some of the ways we can celebrate winter solstice is to focus on themes of returning light, reflection, and the natural world by lighting candles. And that's kind of where our Yule log tradition comes in. I do not have a Yule log, but I've got pine cones and greenery. So there you go. So one of the things you can do is create a seasonal altar with evergreens, engaging in self-care, journaling, watching the sunrise or the sunset, go on outdoor walks, make art or nature crafts like wreaths or ice lanterns, which that's only if you have snow, I guess, or freezer. But connecting ancient traditions with our cozy modern comforts. And while we tell our solstice stories, the kids are going to help me do that, we will be creating our seasonal altar, which we've kind of already done. We invite you, if you are online, to make one with us or just listen and make it later, similar to what's happening now here in service. One of the features on our altar is honoring the importance of our animal friends, which is an easy way to, there's lots of stories about the solstice and animals. They were very revered in a lot of world traditions. St. Francis of Assisi made the first Christmas crib, but not just for the infant savior, but also for animals who came to worship at the stable. So now I need my Yule cats. Who are my Yule cats? Meow. Okay. All right, here they come. Get ready for it. In Scandinavian folklore, cats are revered. That's right. Go over to people and do that. The goddess Freya, a cat-loving warrior sorceress of Norse mythology, her chariot was pulled by two cats. Look at these little cuties. I love it. Okay. Well, you're being cute kitties right now. That's wonderful. Freya is also the goddess of love, beauty, and youth, but in a very different way than the Greek Aphrodite. In some stories, Freya invents magic and wonder. In others, she is the original Valkyrie. So. Another Scandinavian folklore from Icelandic tradition is the Yule cat. Okay, this is where my Yule cats can go on to people. Get your claws, go get it. Okay, the Yule cat, known as, I'm going to try this because Joulupuki is the Christmas goat, but this is Jólakötturinn, which is the Yule cat, cot. The story of the Yule cat likely dates back to the Dark Ages, though the oldest written accounts are from the 19th century. In any case, much like Krampus and Belsnickel, the Yule cat has been a long time tradition of good behavior enforcement. So, according to this Icelandic tradition, anyone who finished their chores before Christmas would get new clothes as a reward. Meanwhile, lazy children who didn't get their work done would have to face the Yule cat Yikes. Especially with those two. My favorite, I was reading in research for this, I was reading a Smithsonian article called "Each Christmas, Iceland's Yule Cat Takes Fashion Policing to the Extreme." So it is about fashion policing, and I feel like some of us are committing crimes wearing our sweaters. So, but it says, "Thank the Yule Cat to make you thankful for those Christmas socks." So, all right. With the big kitty. I didn't make yours for Tanya, though. All right. Our next legend is the legend of the Christmas spider. I know. Someone told me that spiders are only for Halloween, and I had to correct them because no, they're not. The legend of the Christmas spider is a European folktale popular in Germany, Eastern Europe, and Ukraine, explaining the origins of tinsel and spider ornaments. Okay. The story highlights kindness and how small creatures can bring great blessings, leading to the traditions of hanging spider ornaments or tinsel on our tree. Tinsel on your tree. So here is the legend as it is read in poetry form. There is a story I've been told about a lady, Gray, who cleaned and shined her cottage awaiting Christmas Day. She dusted dirt and cobwebs, set her tree upon the floor, and seeing several spiders, she shooed them out the door. But I'm not doing that to that guy. Well, the spiders were unhappy to miss out on the Christmas Day celebrations. They never got to see the tree in all of its bright array. So very late on Christmas Eve, they crawled in through a nook and scurried up and down the tree to take a closer look. And when the lady, old and gray, awoke to see her tree, golden cobwebs graced its boughs. 'Twas quite a sight to see. So place this spider on your tree, this story to recall, for miracles can happen with all creatures, great and small. Well done. That's good. There's some type of Boy Scout knot right there, so thank you. You can go back there if you want to, honey. You look great. You did your weaving. Great job. All right. All right. My next one is a story from many northern traditions along the northwest coast. And it's called The Raven and the Sun. This story explains how Raven delivered the sun, moon, and stars and fire to humanity. These treasures are necessary for human survival, but came at the cost of Raven's suffering. It's those life dualities again. A powerful shaman, hostile towards people, had kidnapped. Sorry, never mind. It's great. He became hostile towards people and kept them hidden beneath the sea. Raven disguised himself as a white owl and was able to earn the shaman's trust and grab the treasures. The treasures were the sun, the moon, the stars, and fire. When he was able to get the shaman's trust and grab the treasures, Raven then released them one by one for the benefit of humanity. When Raven carried the sun, his feathers were burned black and his claws shriveled because he had to carry it so high and so long before he let it out in the sky. There we go. Here's another version of our trickster, the raven. A long time ago, the raven looked down from the sky and saw that people of the world were living in darkness. The ball of light was kept hidden by a selfish old chief. So the raven turned himself into a spruce needle and floated on the river where the chief's daughter came for water. She drank the spruce needle. God, I need help today. She became pregnant and gave birth to a boy who was the raven in disguise. That's another child of wonder story. The baby cried and cried until the chief gave him the ball of light to play with. As soon as he had the light, the raven turned himself back into himself, and the raven carried the light into the sky. And from then on, we no longer lived in darkness. Purple sun. So you might know this story, The Friendly Beasts. This is on loan from Flo Lersch. This was one of her books, and it's a wonderful Christmas story. But it's an old legend that on Christmas Eve at midnight, all the animals fell to their knees and spoke, praising the newborn Christ child or child of wonder. It's that this season reveals itself to each of us in a personal way, whether it be secular or sacred. Whatever this time of year is, and it is many things to many people, we all own a piece of it. Kind of like St. Nicholas's bag. Inside there's a gift for everyone. So a solstice wish for you tonight, may an animal speak to you, whether it's a deer in the woods, a wren at your feeder, a goat at a petting zoo, a raven flying overhead, a horse or a mule in the pasture, a spider in the corner of your home, a bear that maybe tipped over your trash bin. That happened to a friend of mine recently. Your pet dog or cat. May their wildness, joy, and gift of their presence be a reminder of the light that exists in this season of celebration. Thanks be.